it's Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions, and we are all about the psychology of success, and we're talking about unshakable confidence. Let's learn the science behind confidence and how it helps us to build success. And really, success is a mindset. So when we have the confidence that we can achieve, then we're going to achieve things. But as you know, that trust feedback loop is the dickens. It will come in and create doubt, and we start to doubt ourselves, and then it really crushes the relationships that we're trying to build as we're trying to build success. And so, some of those confidence myths are that people who are outgoing are naturally confident, and that is not true. Many times that people who are outgoing are not necessarily confident. The only way to be confident is to have clear connections to your values and your goals. People who are wealthy are successful and confident. Not so true. Just because you have privilege or you have wealth or you even worked for it doesn't mean that you have confidence. It means that you were able to enact something that gave you wealth or success. It does not mean that you are internally connecting to your values. You may be finding external validation, not internal validation. And the psychology of real confidence really says that we are connecting to our values, we trust ourselves, and we trust our ability and our capacity to be able to do things. When we look at locus of control, internal and external locus of control, a lot of anxious minds have internal locus of control, and that's not a bad thing. We need anxiety. We all have it. You need it for survival. But it means that you believe that if you put effort into something, good things will happen. An external locus of control says, it doesn't really matter if I put effort in or if I don't put effort in, things are just going to happen to me. And that's a really helpless place to be in. So when you trust yourself, then you are reinforcing a positive cycle. You are opening yourself up to experience. You're taking that one step forward. You're building your confidence, your value. It's lowering all that anxiety, the depression, and the distressing feelings that we are feeling, and we're still getting a dopamine pool. So it's a win-win. Might as well go for the positive. But many times when we find that doubt, we start to lose a sense of our value. And if you go back to a couple of videos, you'll see we talk a lot about value, especially in our financial wellness section. And so imposter syndrome really is us not feeling like we have the valid data points to back up where we're at in the experiences that we're having. And so when we can connect with valid data points, I like looking at my CV. There are many times where I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this, or I can't believe I'm doing that. I had to build a CV because I was a PI on a research project. And so looking at that and being asked to be a PI on a research project, let me tell you, some imposter syndrome happened then. But building that CV allowed me to say, hey, I've done some really cool things in my career, and I've really succeeded. I've done a lot of really neat things, even from a young age and early in the field. And so, having those valid data points helps you to realize that you have a lot more experience or education or ability than you give yourself credit for. And when we're asked to be a subject matter expert, this comes up a lot because we're like, who are we to know? But the reality is that you are an expert in yourself, and you're an expert in anything that you pursue that is connected to your values. You will be noticing it and connecting to it more, and it will be presenting to you more. So keep those valid data points handy. And then we have kind of the confidence-competence loop. So when we have doubt, then we lack trust in ourselves. So we don't think that we can do it. We lack that capacity. And then we also lack that trust in ourselves. We want to avoid. We lack the confidence to follow up. So when we avoid, short-term dopamine grab, long-term anxiety growth, long-term lack of capacity, implicit devaluing, and low motivation to do better. So the loop is very, very real. And when we interject and we find the positive, then we realize that once we do something, then we build confidence that we're capable of doing it, and we build the capacity to know that we can do it, and we can continue to build on it and build learning opportunities and pivots, and that resilient mind that we talked about a couple of days ago. Go back to those videos. We're able to reinforce that positive cycle. And when it comes to body language, you know, the more open you are in your mind, the more open you are in your body. In somatic therapy, we talk a lot about this. You know, as we're connecting to our body, we are noticing little sensations. And as we let go of the stress and trauma that has been kept in us, and we keep, you know, we want to shield, we want to fight, we want to protect, right? Fight, flight, or freeze. Then we're holding ourselves back and we're tightening ourselves up. You know, think about if you've ever done like any exercise, you've ever had a trainer, you know, this is what you do. Like, this is what you do when you're stressed. So the more that you are open, the more people want to be open with you. But when you are stressed and you're holding back, then you have doubt in yourself, and people aren't going to be open with you, and you are not going to be open with them. Go back to the video on trust feedback loop. And then having social confidence. It can be really, really hard. Social anxiety is a very prominent thing. And so again, when we don't trust ourselves, that trust feedback loop comes all the way back in again. We lack the confidence, then it shows, and we're not able to be real and have that humility. We're not able to have that resiliency and that growth, and people see that and they think that you're retracting from them. So they retract from you. So the more that you can be confident and be open, the more people are going to be receptive to that. Everybody likes humility. It's really how we build our strongest relationships. And then professional confidence, how you assert yourself in a professional decorum, is going to be important. You do want to dress for the job that you want. You do want to present for the brand that you want to put off. So if you want to be successful, then what is leading to your success? What are the values that you are adhering to as a way of identifying with success? And then that is how you want to present yourself. You want to find branding statements for those values. And those branding statements are what you want to connect with. That's how you choose how you present yourself every day. And then daily confidence routines. Gratitude is a great way to build confidence. You know, that whole Stuart Smalley, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. Some people really reject those positive affirmations. There's a lot there, and it can feel very fake, and logically I can know, but emotionally I can't feel, right? That is cognitive dissonance. That is us in a negative cycle in the emotional brain, and we can't get out of it. And so when we can build some atomic habits around building our capacity by doing one thing a day towards our success, doing one thing a day for our self-care, then we're really nourishing and harnessing our ability to build value in ourselves. And so we want to build an action plan and implement, you know, this unshakable confidence. And so how do we do that? Well, you take your habits and look at what you're doing now. When do you feel the most confident? When do you feel like you question yourself and you have the most doubt? Write them out and look at when you have the doubt. Look at what are those triggers that cause doubt, and then what are the opposite actions? What are the challenging thoughts to those negative thoughts about yourself, that negative narrative? And the times that you feel really, really confident, what is feeding that confidence? What are you doing and who are you interacting with where you feel safe, you feel valued, you feel the ability to be open, to be honest, to be vulnerable and confident in where you are? And that will build an action plan. Then map out what your habits are and just stack one habit every month. Add one stacked habit. That will create a chain reaction of confidence building that nobody will ever be able to shake. I am Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions. Thank you so much. Hi, it's Jennifer Evans. I hope you are liking my videos. If you do, please comment below. Let me know if you have any questions. If there's topics that you're just dying to know about, and why do I do this and why do they do that? I would love to answer them. I do come from a cognitive behavioral background, but as we see in some of my videos, I love object relations. I love attachment theory. I love Erickson and his psychosocial developmental theories. So I do pull from a lot of different places in order to kind of build out that our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors, something triggers it, and there's always a consequence after it. And that is the beauty of life and why we have a lot more control over our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors than we give ourselves credit for. This is a huge passion of mine, a calling, if you will. And I am here to support you. I've written 2 books, and I've got, the goal is 3 a year. So I've got several that are coming out in different, on different topics. But what we have right now, and you can go click on the Amazon link in the video descriptions below, but we have Saying Goodbye to Bad Brain. This is going to go and teach you everything you need to know about your negative narrative. So if you feel like life is hard and it just feels like you don't understand people or you don't understand why somebody you love keeps making the dumbest mistakes and decisions, what is their problem? They have bad brain. Go read about it. Find some empathy. Find some grace, because that is just them recapitulating their past. And we do it for ourselves and other people do it to us. And so when we know what they're doing, it makes it feel a lot less annoying and a lot more like we have agency over those experiences. So Saying Goodbye to Bad Brain. I also just released, and I'm very excited, is Key Steps to Living a Happier and Healthier Life. This is a workbook that is going to help you define what your values are, what success is for you, and what your vision of success, and it is going to go through everything that stresses us out and makes us live in suffering and despair, allow that bad brain to get involved, and instead of living in the present. So this will go through all the main things: building a work-life balance, being able to be good enough, finding radical acceptance, decision making, which who would have thought that that was something, but it really breaks everything down that prevents you from living a happier and healthier life, and then allowing you to challenge those thoughts so that you can. So these are the key skills. So in my practice, I take the ABC model from Albert Ellis, through CBT, and I kind of open it up to this kind of overarching trajectory. And so we have awareness, acceptance, action. So the 3 A's of my treatment, support with others, whether that's coaching or in therapy, through my books, and I have success groups as well. So I've got a lot of supports, and I use the same model. And that is, we need to build awareness about kind of why we do the things we do. We accept it. We don't agree, but we accept, okay, this is kind of my trajectory. I can see how it all comes together. I see trending patterns. I see how I act the same way. Actually, I get frustrated, but yet I'm acting the same exact ways because it is predictable, because that's my brain. It's bad brain working. It's a really good book. And so then we have action. And so I teach you lots and lots of ways to understand what the brain is doing and how to counter, how to challenge, counter, and do opposite actions. And so we have lots and lots of ways. The Bad Brain book has tons of ways in which we do that. And then the workbook has ways to start reflecting. We have exercises, activities, and journal prompts. And this book will actually, Key Steps to Living a Happier and Healthier Life, will follow my success group. So it is a 6-month success group. We break it down into 9 weeks. This is part 1, is living a happier and healthier life. Then we're going to have, we also have a part 2 section and a part 3. So you can come in at each of those sections, and it will have a continuous flow. Part 2 is our emotional regulation. So we're really looking at the relationship we have with ourselves and how the bad brain comes in and makes us reactionary, and how to calm and be more action oriented. Part 3 is interpersonal skills. How do you relate with others? How do you make yourself available? The key to life is you can't control the outcomes. You got to put all those processes out there. How do you put yourself out in that process to help others and to let others help you? That is section 3. We do have a subscription program, so accountability is everything, and it is in my first part of this workbook. So you can sign up, go to my website, counselingwellnesssolutions.com. It is in the description, and check out all of these great programs that I have set up to help everybody live a happier and healthier life, no matter where your state of change. Thank you so much. Please like and share my videos. I would appreciate it. Thank you.